Welcome to the deteriorating show. Talks about narcissists. I want to go ahead and jump straight to the topic, but first, I want to make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let's jump into it. In this video, I want to talk about mental health and one of the main causes of people having mental health breakdowns that most people really don't talk about. All right, so the main cause for people to have a mental breakdown and the mental health, like relapses and stuff like that is, all right, so first of all, most people are toxic. Just in general, people are very, 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 very toxic. They're just not what they're supposed to be. You know, the world is not ran by people who are good people, basically, and they dominate the world, and they're toxic, so everybody's basically toxic. Very few people are trying to be the best that they're supposed to be, and just even the people that are doing that don't really ever meet the level of person that they're supposed to be. Like, people just aren't what they're supposed to be, you know? So just being around that all the time and thinking that people are thinking that people are normal and thinking all these things, right, is already unhealthy. Like, you got to understand that first, that the world is completely toxic. There's literally nobody on the planet that's who they're supposed to be. You know, nobody is of the quality that they're supposed to be. And with that being said, you have to understand that most people are trying to act like they're better than other people. And that's like one of the most damaging things. If you're the person who gets targeted by that a lot, it's damaging. It's damaging to your psychology. You know, it's especially if you're a person who's not powerful enough to do your own thing. Like, and I'm not talking about from a spiritual basis. I don't like talking about spiritual stuff. I like talking about it from just the here and now, a logical standpoint. What happens is all these people are running around acting like they're better than you, and that's like their motive that they're always in. And if you aren't strong enough, I'm not talking about mentally strong enough. I'm talking about actually having power in the world, right? If you don't have the power to stop them, and you're not, I guess, smart enough to be able to stop everybody who is trying to act like they're better than you, you know, depending on how weak you are, you'll end up feeling the effects of that on your psychology. Now, everybody says that, well, you know, if you can talk to yourself and use affirmations and go beyond this, like, this won't work on you. But that's not even true. The truth is, it's all about power. If you have people that are acting like they're better than you and they have the power to put you in a weaker position and actually, and you can't stop them, and they're acting like they're better than you, it does stuff to your psychology. The truth is, they shouldn't be doing this. That's what the problem is that they shouldn't be doing that in the first place. But it's damaging to your mental health for this to happen. And people, there's a whole bunch of different advice out here, and I don't agree with almost all of it. I don't agree. I think that people don't really understand what the real problem is. You know, people go into the whole really spiritual stuff. Some people say that, well, how can anybody hurt you? Like, how can anybody make you feel a certain way? They don't understand power. The spiritual people don't understand the here and now, and they're too spiritual. And I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I'm looking at it for what it is. It's directly a power relationship, and that's how it hurts you. If people were acting like they're better than you and they couldn't do anything to you in any kind of way, and they can't do anything to you, then it becomes a situation where you could just use affirmations, you could just use visualizations. But if they act like they're better than you and they can affect your life and you can't stop them, there's no affirmations are gonna you know what I mean? You're gonna feel that, and that's what tears people down. It's the fact that you can't stop them, and then it hurts you, and then you can't even admit that it hurts you because people are telling you that you're not supposed to be hurt by that, or people are telling you that it's not a big deal what other people think. And it's not even just about what other people think, it's about the people thinking certain things and then exercising power over you. Exercising power over you is what hurts. That's what makes everything a difficult situation. And so that's when it becomes real. Not that they're really better than you, but it becomes almost a real thing in your life, a real obstacle, versus just somebody thinking something. That's not even thoughts aren't really in the world. You know, it's like, I guess it's whatever. But when somebody's actually having a pattern of behavior that's blocking what you're trying to do, it becomes an actual obstacle. And if you can't overcome the obstacle, if they are more powerful and they're in a better position, then it becomes a real thing. Not that they're really better than you, but that it's no longer just thoughts anymore. It's no longer just hearsay. It's no longer whatever. It's actual a real obstacle in your life that you have to figure out how to get around, or to make it where it has little impact on you. So that's how you get around these types of things. This mental health issue. You have to become more powerful as a person and learn how to stop people and really go about your day, if it takes all day long to figure out how to stop some of these people, though. And a lot of people think that there will be a spiritual person who wants to deal with the spiritual realm, and they'll give you some advice and tell you that no, you just got to get connected with yourself this certain way, blah blah blah. And then you'll find yourself, months down the line, years down the line, having stuff happen to you that aren't supposed to happen. It comes down to power. People do things that they just aren't supposed to do. They know they aren't supposed to do. You'll have nasty things happen to you that shouldn't happen if you don't have any power. You have to make yourself more powerful so that you can ignore what's going on. Some things you just can't ignore. And that's what's been omitted from the mental health realm and the spiritual realm and the advice lane that's on YouTube and on the internet. People don't want to deal with power. Nobody wants to talk about what it takes to stop some things like that. You know what I mean? So to bring it to a close, is basically all comes down to power at the end of the day. For certain types of treatment, you just can't ignore it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to the spiritual realm. Like, that's a recipe for depression and never being able to get out of it. Like, if you just keep going to the spiritual realm and it doesn't work, like, you have to actually have like a way to stop all of it and constantly working on yourself to gain a little bit more power, and have people around you that are trying to be a little bit stronger, and you guys are trying to empower each other with information on how to do things that make you more powerful, whether it be financially, physically, mentally. You got to have that. If you don't have that, then just weakness in general just makes everything worse. And just to bring it to a close, a lot of this stuff, the main problem is when this type of thing happens, going in a depression makes you come out on the other side of your depression a weaker version of yourself. You've eaten things you shouldn't have eaten. You've lost sleep. You're not taking care of yourself the way you normally do. You come out of it on the other side weaker. And eventually, like, they want you to spiral down further and further until you're very weak, and they can continue to do this type of thing to you, and there's nothing you can do. You get what I'm saying? And that's where you don't want to be.